official. The $300 Datsun that we saved from the crusher is getting a custom metal wide body kit built by me, Dusty Mac. Now, if you guys remember how bad this 240Z was when we rolled it or drug it in the shop, there was so much rust we had to fix that I've literally lost count of everything we've had to fix. From floor pans, battery tray, trans tunnel, frame rails, rocker, quarter panels, dog legs, undercarriage, roof, the doors. Did I mention the roof? So a few videos back, you guys will remember the window frame / roof section that I built from scratch using the English wheel and the shrinker and stretcher. So I got all that sorted, built, welded in seamlessly. I mean, it looked awesome. And then after that, I started stripping the roof to find out there were pinholes, even more than I thought. So I completely stripped the roof off. Literally, I cut the light off in the shop, put a light behind it, and it looked like the car was in a war. I mean, it looked like it got blasted with shrapnel, shotguns. Yeah. So my first attempt was to make the holes larger, drill out the weakened area with a Christmas tree or a step drill bit, and then simply weld the hole shut, and I just didn't like the result. And plus, with all the holes that was in the hood, I was worried about causing warpage. Now, let me clearly say that a complete roof swap could possibly still be in the future if the method that you guys see in the video today don't work out. Honestly, I just wasn't quite ready to give up that big section that I made from scratch, that I built by hand. So, I come up with a plan. Now, the plan that I'm speaking of is a local subscriber to me named Ernest reached out and offered me some spare parts that he no longer needed because he's building a 240Z of his own. His 240Z is looking sharp, but amongst the parts that he gave us, one part in particular was a good roof skin. Now, the only hiccup was it was a sunroof, and if you guys didn't know this, sunroofs was not an option from the factory. This basically means that it was put on aftermarket, and the possibility of getting a rebuild kit, a new gasket, all that is, well, let's just say you can't put a lot of faith. And from my research, I don't even see that there's a rebuild kit. But after talking to my wife and looking at the gasket on this one, which seemed to be in great shape now, she was excited of the possibility of potentially having a sunroof on her Datsun. Since there's the possibility that the sunroof was not going to work, that's why I didn't go with the method of drilling out all the spot welds across the whole entire roof skin, going through all that trouble, putting the roof on with the sunroof, and worried about it leaking or potentially not working out. I didn't want to go through all that trouble twice, which is why I come up with the plan to take the sunroof roof, cut out the bad, basically her whole roof, and make the two roofs one. Now, in doing it, I had two options. I could try to butt weld the two sections together seamlessly, or I could go with a second option and do a lap joint. Now, the reason I did not go with the butt weld joint was I was worried about metal warpage, and I didn't want to take that big of a risk. Contemplating and thinking, I went back and forth between wanting to drill out the plug welds or spot welds and basically replace the whole skin, but I'm not gonna do that, and here's why. One, if the sunroof don't work out and my wife wants me to patch it, there's a good chance I can patch it, but if I'm not happy with the fit, I don't want to have to use an extreme amount of body filler. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna cut around this outer edge, like I said before, and try to patch that. And basically, for some reason, if this patch don't work, the sunroof, blah, 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 whatever, I still have the option to get a complete roof skin that doesn't have a sunroof. And then as a backup plan, if this don't work, then I can go around, drill out all the spot welds, undo my hand fabricated front of the window frame, and just replace the whole skin. I knew with the lap joint, as thin as that sheet metal is, I felt better about welding it and getting a good weld and it not warping, being that there would be more metal right there to weld together. And later on, it wouldn't be hard at all to take a little bit of body filler and make that a seamless. So anyways, after thinking through all the stuff I just mentioned to you guys, if the sunroof would work out, if it wouldn't, am I gonna have to cut out everything I hand built a few videos back? That's why we decided to go this route. Like I said, it's quite possible that I might have to end up completely changing the roof, but after deciding it was worth a shot, it was time to start measuring, planning, measuring some more until I was confident enough with the fitment and alignment, getting the sunroof in the center. So after measuring, cutting, more measuring, fitting, sanding, welding, more welding, some cooling, more welding, and some other stuff I'm probably forgetting, we finally had it fit together and we finally had a rust-free roof. Now we just had a roof with a sunroof. Would it work? Would it not? Not sure, but honestly, that's a thought or a problem for another day. This little imperfection in the weld line, I guess you could say. Full disclaimer, if this roof skin that I got did not have a sunroof and it was complete, no sunroof, I would have definitely went ahead and drilled out all the plug welds and took the whole skin off and replaced it with a new skin. I didn't do all that because I didn't want to do all that and then the sunroof not work. So yeah, as it is now, I can still go back and drill out these plug welds and not feel like I did it twice. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. But had I had a complete roof skin with no sunroof, I would have did that from the start. Since I didn't, kind of took a gamble to see how I could get this to fit up. And I mean, you can see, if you look this way. But enough talk about the roof. Let's talk about a cool package that we received. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm not 100% sure that what we received will actually be used on the car, but I can definitely tell you it'll be used for a visual / creative aid in me designing my wife's custom metal wide body kit. We received 4 fender flares from a gentleman by the name of Chris Meyer. He reached out to me on Instagram. He watches the channel and he's actually building his own, I think it's a 68 or a 69 Pontiac Firebird. It's got a supercharged power plant in it. Let's see, a 6-speed trans, custom widened suspension, shorty headers, you name it. Make sure you guys, after watching this video, go to Instagram, look him up. I'll put a screenshot of his page. It's Chris Meyer, and I think his Instagram tag is LSX Firebird. So make sure you swing by, give him a follow, like some of his pictures, and make sure to drop in the comments, Dusty Mac sent you over there. And I'm gonna tell you what, I just loosely, roughly put them on the car and taped them with some masking tape, and it got me hyped, y'all. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if I'll take them and cut them up and use them because my idea is not simply just to weld on fender flares. I want to build like an exoskeleton, kind of get everything shaped up, get the body lines and stuff how I want it, and then I want to form metal to go around it. So it's quite possible these fender flares could be used on my shop truck. I'm just not quite sure yet, but nonetheless, I'm thankful for Chris reaching out and supplying us these fender flares. I mean, look at this thing. Now, before I can actually go to building this custom wide body kit, which will include custom fender flares / fender extensions, side skirts, possibly a rear diffuser, and also I want to do a custom front lip. that attaches to the one I showed you guys. Now that you made it to the end, you see the fender flares on. Depending on if you skipped around or not, you might not have heard me say these fenders were supplied to us by a subscriber. Check out his Instagram. If you didn't catch that, go back to the beginning of the video. But yeah, these fender flares will not be what we use on the car because I'm gonna make the fender flares, the wide body, so to speak. So this is just giving me some visual inspiration. You know, you see pictures and stuff, but being able to see it in person, and it'll also give my wife an idea of, you know, how wide she actually wants them. Secondly, we won't build the fender flares or the wide body until we got the rims and the tires, which my wife has picked out the rims. Yeah, we'll get the rims and tires. That way we can see how everything fits, get it on the ground, and then we'll get an idea. But right now we can be brainstorming, or I can be brainstorming kind of the look, the vibe, the feel. Woo, but man, take a look. Just check it. I mean, it looks sick. So yeah, yeah, this is the wide body 240Z for my wife. So I'm stoked. Again, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the support, likes, comments, shares, all that good stuff. Thanks for hanging in there with us. We'll be back in the next video to keep cranking out progress on this thing. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are stoked about the wide body. Obviously, it's not going to be nothing gaudy. My wife don't like the bolt-on fender flare look. I personally like both styles, but I'm excited to be able to build this wide body. So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, I ain't forgetting nothing. Dusty Mac signing out. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Woo!